Hey, how you guys doing out there today? This is Stephen Jimenez from the RotoBeast team, and I'm here to present you our NFL Week 8 picks. As always, if you want to watch our full video, please go subscribe to our YouTube channel at RotoBeast. And if you want to play the actual lineups that we're playing this weekend, please visit our website at www.rotobeast.net. So I've been getting a lot of feedback. A lot of people are saying they like how if I kind of just go over probably the top 6 teams that I like for NBA and NFL, talk about them real quick, and then go into my 5 top picks at each position. So I'm going to do that this week for NFL instead of doing all the individual videos. And then I'll start doing that, just for NBA as well, nightly. So make sure you have a pen and paper so you can write down my top 5 picks at each position, and you can kind of use it as your player pool this weekend for NFL. All right. All right, so we'll jump into it. The first game we're going to talk about is going to be Philadelphia versus the 49ers. I really like Philadelphia in this one. They have the highest implied total of the weekend. They're projected to score 30 points. Cowboys, they destroyed the 49ers last weekend. They're not very good. Philadelphia's, they've been on a roll. That's hard for me to say as a Cowboys fan, but you know what? They've been looking really, really good, and I really, really like them this weekend. The San Francisco 49ers are ranked 28th in DVOA, 29th versus the pass, and 25th versus the run. You got to really like the Philadelphia Eagles this week. Next, we'll move on to the Saints versus the Chicago Bears. The Saints have the second highest implied total of 28 projected points. Breeze at home. We already know what he does against the middle of the pack defense. I really like the Saints this week to put up some points. And I think that Drew Brees is definitely going to have a good weekend. And I really like Michael Thomas paired up with him, definitely. The Chicago Bears are 28th versus wide receiver 1, so Michael Thomas looks really good as well. We'll move on to the Patriots versus the Chargers. They have the third highest implied total on the slate at 28 points they're projected to score this weekend. They're going against the Chargers defense, who's 17th in DVOA, 8th versus the pass, and 27th versus the run. So they are a little bit better versus the pass. They have some pretty good cornerbacks. But what I think is going to happen is the Patriots are going to do their little screens to their wide receivers and the little swing routes and kind of, get them that way in the air. I don't think they're going to get too many big shots on this defense. But, the Patriots, they always find a way to put up points, and they always find a way to win. And they're probably going to definitely beat the Chargers this weekend. So the Patriots look good. Next, we'll talk about my boys, Dallas versus Washington, all right? And we have the fourth highest implied total on the slate, projected to score 27 points. This is a big-time rivalry game. We both need this. My boys, they know that they lost a couple games that they shouldn't have, and I think we're gonna get Washington this week. I really like this game, and somebody that's really standing out to me early in the week is I like Jason Witten. The Redskins, they're worst they're one of the worst in the league against tight ends. So Witten looks very, very good this week. So we'll move on next. We'll go to the Bengals against Indy. Indy just doesn't have a very good defense. They're ranked 30th overall. 30th overall. They're 30th versus the pass, and they're 21st versus the run. I really like the Bengals. I like, AJ Green. He really stands out to me this week. I think he's going to have a great game. He's one of the top plays in my opinion. And they're projected, to have the fifth highest total on the slate of 26 points. So I'm not really looking at. You could possibly look at AJ Green in cash, but for tournaments, it would be a good little stack to go AJ Green with Dalton. So we'll talk about the last team that I'm kind of looking at is Atlanta at the Jets. Atlanta's been struggling, but they have a really, really good offense. We all know this, and so it's like, man. So you have the seventh highest. They have the seventh highest total, 25 projected points. Jets are 23rd versus DVOA, 23rd versus the pass, and 22nd versus the run. So I'm sorry, they were 23rd in DVOA, which is pretty much like their overall defense. So that's kind of where I'm at. Another team I'm looking at a little bit, but I really don't have too much on my radar, is the Seahawks versus Houston. They have the sixth highest implied total with 26 total points projected. But Houston has a solid defense, so I'm not really too interested in them, but I think they're a good GPP play. Okay. So make sure you have your pen and paper. I'm going to get you my top 5 or 6 at each position. All right, we'll start at the quarterback spot. I like Carson Wentz. Kirk Cousins, I think he's a good GPP play against my Dallas Cowboys. Our defense, we don't have the best defense, and I think that it is going to be a shootout. Russell Wilson, he's been doing pretty good, and what we like about Russell Wilson is he gives us a bunch of those yards on the ground as well, running. Cam Newton, he's been back and forth, but we know that he can give us those big totals, and so I really like Cam Newton as a GPP play. And then Phillip Rivers against the Patriots. The Patriots, their defense hasn't been the best. They've been getting better, but Phillip Rivers, he throws the ball a lot, and he has some pretty good targets in Henry and Allen, and then we get a little Gates, but yeah, so I think that those are the top 5 quarterback plays in my opinion. I think Carson Wentz is probably going to be chalked for cash this week. But yeah, so we'll move on to running back. I like LaShawn McCoy this week. The guy, he's just consistently getting 20 carries, and he always gets you close to that 100 yards. Le'Veon Bell, he's a workhorse. He gets more work than anybody else, so he's always in consideration almost every week. Ezekiel Elliott, went out last week and had one of the best games of his career, if not the best. He continues to get all his carries, and as long as he's playing, I really like Ezekiel Elliott. Kareem Hunt, the rookie's been good. He's been getting us a lot of points. There's not really much else to say. And then this guy, he's just been picking it up ever since Adrian Peterson left. Mark Ingram. Sorry, I was getting excited because I like Mark Ingram, and I really like him this week once again. He's getting a lot of carries, almost 20 a game. Plus, he's getting catches, and he's been getting in the end zone. So we got to like him. I think the Saints are going to put up some points. They have the second highest implied on the slate. And a cheap guy I like, this guy's getting 20 carries is Mixon for cheap for the Bengals. They're projected the 5th highest total, so they're going to put up points. I can see him sneaking into the end zone. We'll move on to running backs. I like Michael Thomas paired with Drew Brees. They're going to put points up this week, and I can see Thomas getting in the end zone. A.J. Green going against the Colts. They have a horrible defense. Mike Evans, this guy's always in play just because he always gets so many targets. And he's always a lot cheaper than the higher end guys as well. We'll talk Antonio Brown. He's like Le'Veon Bell. He's going to get his steady stuff together. And, Antonio Brown looks good. Julio Jones this week, Atlanta, I think they're going to get back on track. He hasn't had the monster game, and I keep saying this, but it's coming. And we know he's going to have that monster game, so we just got to wait for it. Alshon Jeffries paired up with Carson Wentz. I think that's going to be popular this week. He's a pretty good play. He hasn't had a breakout game, but, he used to have really good big games when he was with the Chicago Bears. And, it's in him, man. I think it's coming, and I like Alshon Jeffrey. And then Calvin Benjamin paired up with Cam Newton. He's the main target, and he's getting a lot of targets a game. I think the Carolina Panthers are going to have a good game this week, and I like Calvin Benjamin. Next, we'll move on to tight end. I think the top one this week is going to be Travis Kelce. The guy, he's just one of the best. He was one of the best in the game. At tight end, if not the best. He gets runs out the backfield. He gets a ton of targets. Hunter Henry looks good. He's been getting a lot of targets. He's been getting it in the end zone for the Chargers. Kyle Rudolph for the Minnesota Vikings. Zach Ertz. He's been the most consistent this whole season. And Carson Wentz is probably the top quarterback. So that looks like a really good pairing. And then Gronk, you can never count him out. He's been, for the last few years, the best tight end. So I like him. The only problem with him, he's always super priced high. I'll give you just a quick couple defenses I like, just help you out. Not no particular order, but the Bengals look good. The Eagles, the Chiefs, the Ravens, and then the Saints. I know you may say the Saints, but look at what they've been doing. The defense has been playing well, so I really like them. So that's kind of where I'm at. Thanks for watching my NFL video. If you haven't clicked the subscribe button, please click the subscribe button now. Leave some comments if you have any questions about other players that I didn't mention, and let me know. All right? Take care.